team 1, we got ourselves Grim Grip as a Fury Warrior. Facing the wrong direction, but this man is beautiful either way, dude. We got ourselves Christina as a Feral Druid Night Fae. Copium. We got ourselves Vargar, as well as Chicago on the Horde versus team 2 together with Chili Chill Pills himself. Is he going to be first up? We got ourselves Kentucky in the back with Chris God. We got ourselves Hunter XD as well as Copy Finn. It looks like Chill Pills is going to be first up. Locopium setting up a big old Casbolt with a Cataclysm right after. Soul Rod to follow. Has himself a really strong opener. Chili Pilly. Let's see what setup he's running. Try to get himself some big damage here. I think it's going to be a stun to Loco P. There's going to be Bonzafell around the corner. Does he get it? Bonzafell do go down with a Mortal Coil. Does run him out. Getting quite a bit of damage. That's going to be turned up the heat with Dark Zone Stability. Chili needs himself quite a bit of self heals rolling here. AMS is up. Does he play the new spell warding on a talent? Does he play the silence? Because Frost DKs, I'm going to guess he's playing maybe the haste reduction on a talent. And actually, I'm going to pull up the honor talents. You know what? I'm going to pull up the honor talents because I actually have a website where I can see all the new stuff so I can call them out by name. I think it's going to be more important. Going to be a Chili Pilly popping off the extra pet summon to try to see if he could deal with the damage coming out from the Warlock. Bonzafell coming down. Does he go to interrupt it? He does. Fear is going to be up next. Does he have Lichborn for it? He decided he's not so Lichborn just yet. Bonzafell with Fear is going to run him. Actually, never got caught in a Bonzafell. Going to be a full flesh cap. No way for Lock OP to prevent the damage there, or at least the damage reduction aspect, really. Mortal Coil into a Fear on Chili. I don't know if he does have Lichborn or not. Taking a bit of fire damage is going to be a bit of a death pact, to at least try to supplement for a little bit extra survivability. Does get an extra shield. That's going to be AMS on top of it. So it looks like he is playing the Spell Warden talent. So it does give him a little bit of damage reduction from magic hits. Does take down the Succubus too, which is going to be a quick summon for Loco P. If he could go for another kill on the Succubus, he'll be in a great position. He is using Chain of Ice quite often, so I'm guessing he's maybe running Bitter Chill. That's going to be Chill Pills. He'll go for a Silence onto Loco P. Held on to that Silence for a while. Has about a minute CD on that Silence. Needs himself quite a little bit of healing. Death Strikes are not going to be enough, I don't think. But it looks like he might be going down. Just a few more Globals needed for Loco P. And I also wonder if Chrysler is going for the Shadowburn, because Shadowburn did get buffed quite a bit. Shadowburn is actually buffed by quite a ton, actually. So I wonder if he's using Shadowburn for this duel. I guess we need to be a little bit careful. Like if he goes for an insta kill on Chili, then he might be. It's hard to track it though, because it doesn't have an animation really. Like he throws his hand out and it's just a little bit of shadow smoke appears around Chill. Gonna be a blind onto Loco P as Chili trying to go for a bit of a setup. Gonna be a stun onto Lock, trying to see if he can get that stun with AMS ahead of time before CC comes out from Succubus, but doesn't quite get it. Another grip into Loco P with a Mortal Coil and a Fear right after. As Locke trying to get himself a setup. I'm really watching carefully for the Shadowburn, because that did get buffed. And Chrysler was talking about how it actually could be pretty good. Chili recovered quite a lot of health, by the way. Look at this guy. Actually went from like no health to basically full. Big O Scalable does hit him. That's a... I don't even know what just happened. That effect from the Frosted Sphere was a little weird. It was like a cloud of smoke in the ground. But then Loco P just turned around. One Casbolt, couple instants. I think he is running Shadowburn. I think there's no way he is not. But again, it's really hard to tell if he is. His God is going to be up next as a Retribution Paladin. We'll see if he can stand toe-to-toe with your boy. Loco P tried to go for a little bit of a drain life. Just recover a bit of health after an engagement with the DK, but still keeping Kisgat at a distance. That's going to be Bonzafell. Does he walk out of it with a Fear? It looks like he doesn't. If he stays in place, does he walk out of it? Does force him out with a Fear. In the end, he did. Casbolt flying to Kisgat does pre-shield Avengers just to try to deal with it. I wonder if Kisgat is playing the Judgment Dispel talent. I wonder if that's what he's doing. Also, could be going for a Judgment on the Succubus to give a bit of a cleave onto Loco P. That could be pretty good to cleave down the pet as well as the Warlock. Gonna be a Mortal Coil with a bubble coming out for Kisgat. Blind onto Loco P. Kisgat trying to see if he might be able to one-shot him. Big ol' wreck coming out. It's gonna be quite a bit of damage. All holy damage, so that doesn't break blind. Copium does take the port to try to bail out of there. Plenty of health to deal with. Does use a Battle Master Trinket to deal with the damage though. Kisgat walking next to him a little bit too close with that Fear. Fear with a Bonzafell could walk him out. Does he want to? Fear Is it gonna do it? Oh, it does at the very end. Oh, with a cast mode right after. Oh my god, you just put the enemy in such a bad situation where they have to walk out or die, and they're gonna die immediately anyway. Hunter is gonna be up next as a Venthyr Hunter, playing with Chakrams, actually getting super melee up close and personal with Lock OP. Is he gonna swap out his pets? He does have a main pet right now, but I wonder if he's playing like a different build as a hunter, if he's playing like a different setup. Manic bandages are available. He's going to be able to get quite a lot of healing. Succubus trying to make its way over, but plenty of recovery for the hunter still for now. Now, hunters did get new honor talents. They could swap out their pets, and they could also use the pet defensive ability or pet special ability 50% more often with a 50% cooldown reduction on that. Lock OP going for the fear onto the undead pet. Looks like the serpent poison is what's going to be the use, or the new Chimera poison for the hunter, which is a poison that's going to rotate in effectiveness. First, it's a slow, then it's a silence, then it's a healing and damage reduction. I think it's healing done and damage done reduction. Stun to Lock OP. Hunter tried to see if he can walk out, and looks like Feign Death does get you, maybe with the Hunter Legendary for Feign Death, but it looks like it does get you out of Bonds of Fel, so he can actually avoid that damage if he uses Bonds of Fel for it. So that's a pretty good way to avoid just free damage that the Warlock would normally get. So that's interesting. That is a new honor talent for hunters though, with the Serpent Sting or the Chimera Sting. It is on a minute cooldown, and it does basically put all your previous stings together, but I feel it's just not quite as, because it's just, you could see it from a mile away. If you have a Dispel for poisons, you're going to be able to get rid of that immediately. Loco P does have his Succubus actually frozen. I don't think Hunter tried to see if he could freeze him, but the Succubus freeze does give him small advantage. There's going to be a Cataclysm around the corner. Hunter is going to take a bit of damage here. Try to see if he can trade blows with Lock OP, but the instacast for Warlock is just melting Hunter. I think he is Shadowburn. I think he has to be Shadowburn. I think he's come flagging, but I think he's also Shadowburning for a lot of instas. Like, he doesn't, like, the Cannibals is just icing on a cake. He just can go for instas the whole time if he wants to. 12% dampening, Lock OP, and making sure he's caught up on health. That's going to be the freezing trap on the Succubus as Hunter recovering with manic bandages. Definitely good for him. Mortal getting sent out though. Fear to follow right afterwards. Hunter is in a bad spot, getting loaded up with dots. And for Lock OP, the dots are rolling. Could just go for a bunch of instacasts. I think that was a Shadowburn just there too. Like, you technically can use Shadowburn for an execute, and you should, but you technically could use it besides just an execute for a little bit extra damage. I actually want to see how much damage a Shadowburn is at the end of the run. Gonna be Hunter not in a great position, kind of out in the open, does a Turtle Shell. That's gonna be Exil. Feign Death for a second to get, I guess, maybe, looks like he is not even playing the Hunter Legendary with Feign Death, and as far as I could tell. He doesn't get that momentary shield every time he Feign Death, or really removes any of the dots from him. Stun to Lock OP Copium as they trades a fear. Gonna be a Hunter, look at that. Feign Death, no shield. So it looks like he maybe still does take off the dots off of him as an auto talent, but he doesn't have a legendary doing that for him. So that's interesting. I do wonder what honor talent he decided to run instead. I don't think the Venthyr honor talent legendary works yet, does it? Gonna be a Turtle Shell real quickly for Hunter. Looks like he's still maintaining it. I actually removed it. Okay, I thought it was just a visual bug, but I guess his turtle was removed. Interesting. 8 minutes into this duel, 24% dampening. Kentucky already getting hit with a pet CC. Actually swapping out to go with the Succubus instead of the interrupting pet with a Fel Hunter. That's interesting. Kentucky is gonna have Light Lasso ready for Lock OP. Trinkets out of it. Bonds of Fel getting set up. As Storm King getting set up for Kentucky. Having to walk out of Bonds of Fel with a Mortal Coil. Big damage on a Lock OP. Just go for the big instant cast that actually just melts the Shaman completely. Absolutely decimating him with just instant cast abilities. He literally doesn't even need to cast a spell at the enemy. He just needs to set up a big old Bonds of Fel, throw a Mortal Coil. Hopefully the enemy walks out of the Bonds of Fel and just blow all his instant cast abilities during that, dude. All the conflags and shatter burns, everything. This is actually kind of a nuts setup. Bonds of Fel to copies. He's trying to approach, has to take the damage. If he wants to get in melee, he's gonna have to start worrying of himself early. And Lock OP got that mobility, get himself in a good position where he has the port available. He can always change up positional. That's gonna be copy out in the open with a full Fleshcraft available. Drop it down Infernal. First time we're actually seeing the Infernal in the arena. So for Lock OP, that should be a lot of soul shards available too. Maybe big Casbots after. Mortal Coil into copy. Does have a chicken if he wants to use it here. Lock OP didn't really do too much damage during that Mortal Coil. That's going to be interrupted on the Shadow. Bonzafell is up. Copy knows that he's going to have to do something here. There's going to be no Tremor for the Fear. Trinkets out of it, actually. It's going to drop down the zone for Lock OP. With the, what is that totem called again? Oh, no. Oh no, what is that totem called again? Copy getting blasted with Casbles, though. Sunder for Copy needs to recover a little bit of health, is going to start channeling or trying to get us a lot of that Maelstrom into a big old heal. Does have the Succubus to actually get a Maelstrom from, so you should be turning around on the Succubus to just get whatever Maelstrom he can. There he goes. Needs whatever healing he can get right now. Instant cast healing is exactly what he needs to bring him from the brink of death. Copy is still under a lot of pressure though. A ton of pressure. Can decurse himself quite often though. So should be constantly decursing himself for the Curse of Exhaustion, as well as maybe Curse of Weakness in case Lock OP does go for that. Going to be a full dot setup with Bonzafell. Not much you can really do. Try to stay still in Bonzafell. Reflected, hacks on himself with the Fear right after. Maybe he waits up Bonzafell long enough. He did. Lock OP though hooks up a full Caseball for him. And actually just decimated the team. Using more Shadowburns than before. Oh! Oh, the UI screen for this is a little different. Was this here? Was this frame always there? Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay, yo, Chrysler, I need to see your breakdown of abilities, dude. I need to see, was it actually just a lot of Shadowburns? Because it looked like you barely had to cast. Like, Chaos Bolt's hurt, but those Shadowburns looked like they hit a ton.